Hi, you've tuned into our Archipelago map review. This is Neighigh. I'm here with KiloAlpha. We're going to go over all the details of this map, give you the inside scoop on everything that we've been up to this month. This is our abandoned lighthouse.
This is cool. Did you custom create this?
Yep, whole video on it, all uploaded, and it's got a lot of different loot boxes, around. There feels like there's a lot of ways to travel. It's a lot like Dome in that way.
This is pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
And of course, we've got the lighthouse up at the top here.
Yep.
There are no recyclers down there, so all the looting and everything, if you wanted to recycle close by, it's going to have to be at this recycler.
Excellent.
And I did find that you can jump off of this house and land in that water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And given that parachutes are going to be a thing, I bet you anything, people are going to be jumping off of here next month.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm very excited for the parachutes. Yeah, overall, all this greenery, that gets filled with trees, bushes, and all that good stuff. Just gonna, again, sorting out jaggies as we go along, because I haven't done that Passover yet.
Yep. No, this looks good. I liked how the islands have a lot of character to them.
Yeah.
Like the shape and the variety, and like the one that's right in front of us, for example, if you built on that little point, you sort of got a cove, a protected cove to bring your boat in and out of, and
Yeah. I mean, have you played Sea of Thieves?
Yes.
I really like their island designs. And having played that game, I kind of feel like I've seen the ultimate style as far as islands go, because they're super stylized, right?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah, so pushing it as far as I can here, I think it was the goal, and like you said, like it brings out a lot of character. And
yeah, for sure.
It's something interesting to look at all times, like even if it's not like a lot of elevation or anything, there's a lot out there. Like
that lack of significant elevation, though, I think plays to the map.
Yes.
Right. I think you're gonna find people are going to race for tugs if they can find them, for sure, because that's your best option, having a mobile base, even though it's not really the most secure.
Yeah. And I mean, the other thing that I've kind of noticed anyways is like they're doing the new LOD system, right? So if you can see a ship way off in the distance sailing, you might actually go after it. Like it's very much like Sea of Thieves, where I feel like I was chasing somebody down for hours.
Yeah.
Like trying to cut them off at every pass. They see me trying to do the same. Like,
yeah, you're trying to outmaneuver each other.
Yeah, I really hope we get some of that play, because honestly, like, man, there's a lot out there.
There is.
Okay, so continuing down on this bottom area before I get too carried away with smoothing out ground, like, every time I stop at an island, I find something clean.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay though. That's okay.
But yeah, all around down here, again, more of that character, and like it's almost like we don't even need that many monuments because of this,
Oh, this looks sharp. I really like this.
Okay, so let's move along. There are other lighthouses. Now, I'm not sure how many I'm actually going to keep in the end. Again, I'm totally open to ideas or comments on it. It's more of trying to create something for newer players that is also accessible, but I don't want to discount how awesome that giant lighthouse is. So,
And that's just it. That's a pretty cool monument, dude. Like, I don't think we want to take away from it, right? There's lots of other stuff out there, you know.
yep.
Rig, sat, all that stuff.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Lighthouses in sight. Just remove them. So we got another one over here.
Yeah.
Like I said, I did go a little crazy with it. Ah, yes. So I've been thinking about this too. I have a barn on this island. And I've been thinking about this. And I'm like, well, what's the point? Like, I guess if you
why
wanted
would
to-
there be a barn for horses and whatnot?
Well, I mean, it's like it might make sense to like them, but like they're not gonna go anywhere with them. So I think like whoever's gonna live here is gonna be like Poop King, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me just smooth a little bit of this out before I start talking about the in-progress monument that we're about to hit. It's not done yet. So this thing, you ever seen those photographs of like those like giant openings in the ground? There's just like a nice pool of water down there.
Sinkholes.
Yeah. So we got this nice big sinkhole here. They look great from inside. Again, it hasn't been decorated or anything, but I've taken the time to make a couple of tunnels. There's going to be a third one. And you can swim right through this thing. And it's quite a long tunnel. And from here... Oh, I think I just hit the surface a little bit there. Yeah, because we want to go down and then up. Boom. We're outside.
Very cool.
And the other entrance, we've got one here. This one's a lot more interesting. You actually have to go through quite a bit of maneuvering and whatnot. Is this the one? No, we're just shallow there. Here we go. Yeah. We come up, and you can actually build almost a base here. And back down, way down and through here. And we're back up into the sinkhole.
Interesting.
Other side. So there's going to be a third one, and it's going to come from over here. I haven't quite made it yet, but you can kind of see it's.
So what is the purpose of this?
It's just an alternate cave. Whatever you guys want to do with it.
So can you build inside the sort of caldera section of it? So you know where you drop into the pool?
You can. Yeah, you can build anywhere in there. Yeah, you can build on the surface of the water with the water plug in too. Yep.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. That's actually kind of a baller idea.
Yeah. And you could build inverted to protect yourself and everything. Now, again, this entrance here, like, it's damage friendly. Like, you could just drop in. So it comes down to what kind of base do you want to create. Do you want to create, like, a ring sort of idea and have turrets pointed inwards? That way when they drop in, like, they're dead. Like, how do you do it, right? It could be really fun.
Yeah, there's some definitely some options there.
Yeah. And again, there's going to be trees coming up all the way up here in this greenery area. Now this lighthouse. I think this one's okay.
Yeah, I would leave that one and maybe the one to the north of the wrecked cargo ship.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna keep this one, and then we'll probably get rid of a couple of these ones as we go along.
Yeah.
But,
This monument here, I love this one. This one is just awesome.
Yes, this one's been a lot of fun. I'm gonna turn off the water here, and you can see the whole wreck.
Yeah. It's just a cool monument.
It was actually really weird and exciting running along this, in game. Like,
well, it's
jumping
completely
from place
different
place.
to what we're used to.
It feels so weird because I've been on this ship.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like it's supposed to be like this, and everything that I see, I don't know. It feels like I've tilted, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like
No, I do. This. I was really happy with this monument.
And I mean, this whole drop down and being able to drop down through here, like, this actually felt fairly natural, not something that was out of the ordinary or anything. It's just feels like there's so much there, right?
Yeah.
And again, I haven't fixed this keycard reader yet.
Oh, I was just gonna say, did you fix the keycard reader? Because that's a great little room to be able to get into.
I love this idea, yeah, and I really hope I can fix it. I think I will. I wonder if it's a plugin that's screwing with it or something, because we had a problem with the supermarket this wipe too.
Right.
So I'll take a look at it and see what's going on. Probably in the next couple of days. I'm still cleaning up the map too. So this thing, get rid of it. We have this harbor here connected with the swamps, and overall the swamps actually look really good.
Yeah, I know. I was pretty excited about the swamps, just to be able to like build in them, and yeah, I think
there is a lot of land here, so I imagine a lot of people unfamiliar with the water plugin or water-based building, they're probably going to end up here.
I would think so.
Just because there's so much, and you have junkyard bosses spawn in junkyard. Like
you've got fishing village. There's a lot there. Abandoned cabins.
Yep, there's a few abandoned cabins, yeah, so that is the other thing that's really cool about these swamps. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abandoned cabins. And they spread out so much that we even have the actual giant trees, and several of them.
Yeah.
So you could have several people doing tree forts and competing or whatever, right? Like, I think this creates such a unique dynamic that we haven't seen before, because usually there's only 1 or 2 swamps.
Yeah, that's right. And the big trees seem to always be popular places to build.
Yes. There's always a couple of players or one player that comes in late and can't build in it and you wanted to. Now, there shouldn't really be that much of a problem. And I know these abandoned cabins and stuff, they spawn sulfur, so a couple of players are definitely going to be farming these constantly.
Oh, yeah.
We took Satellite Dish and we elevated it here.
Yep.
And it is, like, very central in the map, So I'm hoping when the event goes off here, people are actually actively going to it, and because there's nothing stopping them, right? No. Other maps, Satellite Dish has been harder to get to. Now putting it in the center, I really feel like people are gonna,
make that attempt.
Yes. Let's continue skirting around here. I think I am gonna leave the lighthouse here. because again, I feel like this is beginner land, so it doesn't make sense not to have it. However, the one out in the Arctic here, I think I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah, no. That way they're not too close.
Yeah. And if we want to add logic, I mean, what sailor is coming out here? Come on.
Yeah.
You don't need a lighthouse to tell you what's going to be out here. Okay, so this is a cave system.
Yep. That's where I like to build, usually if I'm going to build a cave.
Neat little cave system there. We have another barn. It is in the Arctic here, the smallest Arctic biome that we've had in a while. And then we have a proper harbor, again, in the Arctic. So it's proper height. It's not dried out like the last one. Or not harbor, ferry terminal.
Yep.
Sorry, we have a proper ferry terminal. So I'm interested to see how this one works out, because it's just all, the Arctic biome. I haven't tried this ferry terminal in many biomes in general, but being in the Arctic biome, I imagine it's going to be a bit of a cold run.
So. Oh, for sure. Especially with the amount of water, like wetsuits are going to be a godsend.
Yep. Getting that cold perk. Okay, so the main thing in the Arctic, though, is our Arctic trench.
Yes, I saw that on the map. I'm kind of curious to see what we're gonna...
Yeah, so here it's completely underwater, and you're staring at a huge trench. There are tons of nodes that spawn down here. And again, this thing covers across several grids.
Wow.
The depth is absolutely insane. Like, if you look at the size of this rock and how far up that is, like...
That's going to be awesome.
And the coolest part is, like, as valuable as this is, much like the other veins that we've done, the big challenge with this one is people could literally stand up here and wait for you.
Yeah, because you're probably going to go to it by boat.
Yep. And if you don't, like, you're going to surface eventually, right? Like...
You could almost build right there above it, too.
You could, yeah, because it's not going to be a monument. I mean, it is and it isn't. I can't take up that much of the map as a monument, right? So the appropriate thing is, yeah, build on the surface, build on these. Like, you get close. And, the downside to that is people are going to know that you're loaded, because if you look at the place...
Oh, yeah. They'll take one look at that and go, yep.
And it's not like the map that we just did. The map that we just did with the trench that it has, or the vein that it has, you could close it off. Like, you could build in there and close it off and prevent people from getting to it. This one, there's no way to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's too big. So, and it looks so good underwater, too. The dive down here was so cool. Okay, so moving onwards, let's check this stuff out. So we have a bunch of little islands surrounding.
That is going to be the build spot. Right? That's going to just be the constant farm right there.
If I turn off the water, you have underwater labs next to both of these. This one actually peeks out of the water a bit. It actually was a lot of fun being in there. I don't know. I think this is prime land as well, but again, like, there's other really big hotspots that you could take too. So, like, as far as loot goes, this is the place to be. But as far as like resources goes, I'd pick the trench.
But you're
lot of
not that far off the
seclusion.
trench, right? And you've got outposts right there.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of islands between you and the trench here,
Yeah, I
right?
guess it looks way different when you're looking at it aerially.
Yeah, like when you cut, like it's actually quite a bit of maneuvering to get to the trench from here if you wanted to build over here. So you have like kind of almost locked yourself off from the outer area. It's tough. Like the nautical point of view is going to be really interesting. Um, that being said, helis still exist and the attack helis coming in. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the other thing is people are going to have to be careful of other people in subs.
yes. I'm also really excited to be able to snipe people taking the other rig from here.
Yeah.
Now there is a monument. I haven't actually shown you. It was on the bottom side here. I forgot about it. I don't think I labeled it. Oh yeah, it's our triple quarry. It's our quarry settlements. We're gonna put NPCs here, and yeah, it's exactly as it says. It's a little bit flooded. Again, lots to do. There'll be NPCs. All 3 quarries are here. I think we actually talked about this idea a little while ago. And as I've mentioned when I was building this, I really feel like it's more valuable than Excavator is.
Oh, probably.
So you've got all 3 quarries to defend. There's a lot of different ways to get in and out for PvP. And then you're going to have NPCs running around that are going to try and attack you as well, both from the mines or the quarries themselves and from, just the spawns.
Yep.
And then we have loot on top of that. Lots of different places for loot. You can search a lot of this stuff too. And just all the different elevation and everything. This place is actually really interesting to try and traverse.
Yeah, there's a lot of verticality and there's a lot of it's very intricate.
Even down here, like down below, because of all the verticality, we get so much cover.
Yeah.
Like this really feels good. So this one's the sulfur quarry. We've got our high qual quarry here, and then we've got our stone quarry.
Nice.
So stone quarry is more on the outside, and the harder to protect quarries are on the inside. And again, the idea of monuments is to create competition. So we've experimented with putting quarries around before, and they either get hit by one person all the time, or they zone it off, or.
Yeah. Whereas you're not going to be able to do that with this. And this feels very arena-like as well.
Yeah. The thing with Excavator, I always felt like, it was so big, it was one thing, 2 piles, it's great, but it felt really spaced out.
Yeah.
This feels a lot more compact and arena-like you said. And I kind of feel like it has a lot more reason for players to show up than a single quarry by a lot.
Oh, for sure.
It's eliminated a lot of the things that make the single quarry uninviting. Like, again, a player locking it off, while now only one player is using it. Like, well, what was the point in us putting that on the map?
Yeah.
So putting 3 in one spot and all the loot and the NPCs,
I mean, a person with a SAR can shoot across it too, right? So it's not like you need Bolty to cover it. Yeah,
I mean, you could guerrilla in too. Like you could take the sneak method and actually take people's shit.
Yeah.
Now, of course, like the sulfur quarry, it's in water. You're gonna have to swim up to it, so you're gonna make a shitload of noise. And again, with this one, it's sort of in water. You're probably going to make a little noise getting around it too. The stone quarry, you could probably lift from pretty easy, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, sneak up on that from any which direction and take from the hopper, But, yeah, I think this is both a team and solo's dream, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of reasons to show up, and there's a lot of excitement in the PvP that's going to happen here. So, I'm in full vote to contain this monument and use it again in other maps because
Oh, for sure. This is
I
a
think
good.
this is
This is a good
awesome.
monument. Same with the lighthouse. It's a really
Yeah,
interesting monument.
the lighthouse is perfect too. Yeah, doing stuff like this is allowing us to get those long-term monuments and keep using them, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is pretty much what we have right now. And I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot, and a little bit limiting almost because we don't have things like silo or launch or like all those different options right now.
Hmm.
But I still got a week and a half, so if I find a way to deal with it, or if we have any suggestions, I'm totally down to work with them. Yes, it does feel like there's a lot. Now that I look at like the swamp and stuff, it does
There
feel like
is.
there's a lot to this
There's a
map.
fair bit there.
Okay.
What'd be
Yeah, it's just
really
hard.
cool is if you could put like if we could make like a destroyer or a frigate,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it'd
that'd
be
be a big
the
project.
a naval Bradley. You know what I mean? That would be really cool.
Yeah, I do have to figure out how Bradley fits into our thing here. Um, I can create an APC path. Maybe we just put him at satellite dish. Um, that would mean satellite dish event would have a Bradley, uh, or two Bradleys right off the bat, so that could make it a lot harder.
Yeah. I don't think you really necessarily want to do that.
Um, I'll think about it. Over in Arctic here might be a good place, actually.
Well, I was looking over by Harbor and Junkyard. Like you've got a lot of, but that's the swamps where.
And
You,
remember, I haven't put in rails or roads yet either, so I'm still planning that out. I'm going to do that today.
oh, that's a tough one. So you're pretty much gonna have to put it on the north side.
What, Bradley?
Well, whatever your rails and stuff like that.
Well, because I can treat this as a sort of broken thing, I can do it without changing the landscape. And every spot where it would go into the water or anything, I could break the road right there and then start it again somewhere else.
Yeah, true.
Um, and then it'll look like a ring road that's just sectioned up into a bunch of smaller roads, and I do a lot of damage. That's the plan, anyways. And that way, it's kind of creative. Convoy could appear like at any island, essentially. And it also means that I'm going to be able to put an APC path somewhere. And I'm kind of eyeing over here for putting Bradley down with the ferry terminal.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Because, like, Lighthouse is kind of a beginner thing. We've got it. Yeah, we're within eye shot here.
Yeah.
So, remove the lighthouse. Put an APC path down for Bradley here. Now, people are going to have a reason to come to Ferry Terminal beyond just low-level loot in a really hostile area.
Yeah.
Boom. And there's a cave right there, so a solo could live nearby.
Well, and it's going to
be
make
taking
people
Bradley.
think twice about the your tugboats too, right? Because now you got to sort of bob and weave around a Bradley.
Yeah. Do tugboats spawn at the ferry terminal?
I thought they did.
I thought it was only harbor, but
Oh,
I mean,
maybe.
It's still like there's a lot of places for Bradley to drive, right? Like he wouldn't. I don't think he could get through here, but I mean, he could circle around this whole parking lot. There's a lot of space here, and I know you can get up here, like, and fight him. So, yeah, I think this is worth it instead of having like a giant launch site or something.
Yeah.
Or, oh man, okay, let's see something right now. Come on. There we go. You know, this thing isn't that big.
Oh no, not.
His missile silo is very worth to have. So
Oh, it's so tough.
I know, right? And I think that's why it's worth it, because it gives you that thing to do, you know? Just do it like that. There. Just tight mask, alpha mask, flat mask, topology mask. Bam.
Now, is that going to interfere with the buildable caves in that silo base?
No, that's why I just went down below and checked
Right. Okay.
before I placed her. Alright. Yeah, so now we have our missile silo.
And a
I think
reason
that's
for
actually
Bradley
what
to
we're
be
using.
there.
Yes, so now what I want to do is take paths, so we don't forget, we go APC, we create new path, and it's going to create like this circle, and then I just move said path to the points where I want Bradley to be able to go. And we can add new points this way. This. Come on. Oh, that's not a road out, that's a fence. Never mind. Still want him to be able to move smoothly though. So actually the one thing that I've realized is not to get him too close to other prefabs.
Who doesn't hang out?
Yep. Happened a lot in one of our maps, actually, at the city. Okay, is there a way in and out there? Nope. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't react properly. So every one of these points actually constitutes as like a spot Bradley could stop or will stop. It's important to have a good amount of these points, especially in such a tight area like this, because it allows him to stop at different angles and it makes his AI a little bit more difficult to deal with, because
Right.
you don't really know where he's going to stop. If you don't have enough stop points, then players start to be able to predict where he's going to, you know, make his next move. Now the downside to making lots of points though is he's going to go from point to point. He's going to go here, and then he's going to stop for a half second, and he's going to go here, stop for a half second, right? So it's a little unnatural almost.
Yeah.
That's why at launch site you'll see him make like big long rips from place to place sometimes, because, you know, he's got big long distance points. But these interest nodes also help. So this is how we tell him where to spend most of his time and what to
Watching and
focus on.
looking and
Yeah, exactly. So try to get him to stop in these corners a little bit more. Oop. Oh, I hit finish editing. That's fine. There we go. Yeah, so now he's got 4 interest points on the outside. Okay, and finish editing and close. Now, speaking of pathways, I was thinking about cargo pathing, the cargo ship straight through the center.
Yeah.
And then I thought that would probably just create a whole bunch of issues because
Well, with car rig and everything like that, right?
well, remember if cargo ship touches one of the water bases,
It
it'll
just
delete
deletes
them.
it.
Yeah, so that was my first initial like, ah, shit, can't do it. I mean, it'll do that even with normal bases too. So we got to keep it going around the grid, unfortunately. But it was a cool idea.
What is that?
Hello? Finding this issue at World 0 was kind of weird. I don't know if it was actually going to end up in game, but I wanted to cover it before I actually jumped in game with Kilo. So let's speed this up. Okay, here we go. So this is what this looks like right now.
Oh, look at that swamp.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hit the respawn button.
Yeah, where we pop up?
Always at the fucking lighthouse, every time.
I don't get that. With so much shore.
What it is this is the default, right? Like, it's gonna try and put me here right off the bat, because this is the prime location furthest away from monuments and
Right.
roads, and right? And then the secondary thing that it's going to look at, or primary thing it's going to look at that I don't have here, are players. So it'll look at where the players are and spawn me furthest away from that.
I got a question for you, Nay. Do we have fresh water on this map anywhere?
Yeah, the whole swamp.
Okay.
Whole swamp.
Okay.
So let's start right here. So we've already seen this mostly, but you know, let's take a look at the newest additions. I threw in oh, okay, so I threw in this trail, and it's obviously lumpy as hell over here, so I'm gonna smooth that out next. But for now, let's go.
I don't know. Right?
It's pretty messed up. All right. So I love the look and feel of this monument.
Oh,
personally.
dude, I feel like you've knocked it out of the park on this. Seems like a lot of military crates, though. I've seen 2 so far, or have I?
Already? Have
Yeah.
you? Where?
Go back. Okay, turn around.
I was gonna. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a military crate there, so there's only the one that I've seen so far.
Oh, okay. I don't know where you saw that, but
The military crate down to your right.
Where?
Down there by that boat.
This crate?
Nope. Keep going, hop up on top of that. Right there, to your right.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Military crate. Hat on. Some fish. Oh, I love this because you can duck down here, but you can't get out.
Nice.
So it's kind of that like area where I can kind of check before I come out
Yep.
if somebody's like
Trying to camp you.
Yeah. Ooh, shit. There we go. I still haven't done better lighting on this area yet, but I will. I'll get to it. I love this. Like, I've already like searched like a whole bunch of the bottom here, but there's still so much more to go through.
I know.
And like, I haven't broken any barrels. I haven't been hitting these boxes.
I do. I really like this. I like the feel of this monument for sure. Like it's rickety. It's got variety. It's got verticality. You know what I mean? Like it. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little cleanup that I have to do, stuff like this floating junk here.
Yep.
But overall, like, it just feels like lived in.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like, you know, people have been here, they left crap laying around, and I'm here recovering that stuff. It doesn't feel like a lot of the monuments where, well, I guess not a lot of the monuments, but I mean, there's a couple of the monuments that feel very like military-esque, which is cool, but I feel like people rush for those, in a way. Over hitting, you know, stuff that is just larger. So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's not very many large monuments with low tier loot. Is kind of what I'm getting at. If that's the best way to put it.
Yeah. Really, it's junkyard.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, Junkyard's really great because that's so much more than just, you know, the loot itself. I mean, you can sit there and actually like recycle it and use the crane and everything. Oh crap! That's not the first time I've overjumped that.
I can tell.
Now I'm stuck on the ladder. So I did kind of talk about this before. I want to get rid of the quadrant near the ladders because it creates that moment of like I'm stuck or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get rid of those. Bunch of barrels and boxes to smash through there. Looks like I got a little hole up here. I think I might have noticed that before. I need to clear that up. Yeah, this this house actually looks like it got pushed over. Unfortunately, I can't model in damage.
Yeah.
But this still works. I like it.
Oh, it's good. I think it's pretty cool, man. I love. It's different, right?
I kind of feel like I might be able to get up to Lighthouse from here, actually. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, but you got to get over there to it too.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. No, I'm not. I feel like I could make that jump, but I feel like I could also really not make that jump.
That's not really a high risk, high reward jump right there. That's just a high risk jump.
I like this. I like not knowing, but kind of knowing. Here we go. Yeah, around to the windmill. Oop. I found that I can actually jump over this. There we go. There we go. We are at Lighthouse at this point. Everybody knows what the climb up there is like. Yeah, that is the gist of this one. Now this pathway, I want to see the rest of it because it was a little chunky down there, but I want to see if the rest of it turned out okay.
Nope, that's fair.
I created some things that I'm really hoping look good because I think it's going to make nautical traveling a little bit easier. I see a hole in a rock over there that I can fix. Now, a lot of vehicles spawned on this road because it's like
The only road.
the only one. Yeah, so it's just as I put in more trails, that'll figure itself out. Okay, so I put in this thing here, and where is it? Here we go. So we walked right over this on the trail.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to pass through because I haven't done the terrain triggers yet, but we'll find out. Yeah, can't pass through yet, no problem. There, just going to vanish. So the idea is I want boats to be able to drive through here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, it looks like it might be a little too tight for a tugboat.
Oh, absolutely. But you should be able to get a rib through there.
Yeah, rib or a rowboat. And I made a couple of those. So those work out really well, I think.
I wouldn't adjust them for a tug.
I kind of want to make one big enough for a tug, just because that would be fun to drive through. But yeah, the other one is up here. And we'll just wait for that to load in. Yeah, so you can come through this one. And again, I have to fix the terrain triggers. Boom. It's the exact same tunnel, just different location.
Yep.
Oh, part of my surprise has been revealed. Let's go check it out. So I spent a lot of time today, this morning, making this monstrosity connecting to outposts. So I took some roads and I linked them up here. Crashed it up, put all this here. Oh my god, this worked out so well. Okay, so we have this road that comes all the way down and around into this tunnel.
Cool.
Tunnel comes all the way to Outpost.
Very turnpike-esque.
Yes, well, the thing is, no matter which way I tried to spin it, I felt like it was going to be too harsh of a turn to come up to the bridge.
Yeah.
So I did this huge roundabout, and it looks really good.
It works. It works.
Yeah. And so then the next thing that I did, well, I think I did this first, but I built this bridge. Now, this bridge has got a rail in the middle of it, and I've made it a side rail, so all of the trains are going to spawn here. And you're going to be able to drive this all the way to train yard, which is, we'll just follow this. But we've got these things kind of hanging off in spots. You can search all these cars. I put crates on some things, different, just minor crates. I want to put some NPCs up here. And, I mean, you've got large oil and underwater lab.
Can you build?
You can build here. Well, actually, I don't know if you can because
drop yourself down and
no, I'm almost sure that underwater labs and oil rig are gonna block me. Just give me a second. Yeah, you can build here. So, yeah, and there's the blocker. Oh, no.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we're getting real close, eh? Cannot build in this area. Yeah, so it looks like what's happening is that the monument terrain just hasn't been put down. But you definitely will not be able to build in this area when I'm done.
'Cause that's just too much.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just haven't put in any building blocks like for this sort of stuff right now.
Yep. No, that's fair. That's fair.
So these trains, there's a shitload of them, obviously, and I mean, all you really got to do is take them. This is a little janky here. I didn't realize how janky until now. I will try and fix it. But like I said, all you got to do is take these and drive them down there. So I think what I'm going to do real quick is... Where is the work carts? Wow. Would have expected to find one by now. Okay, well, we'll take this one locomotive.
Nope.
Oops. It's a fun mini game.
It is, isn't it?
Ooh, okay. So I was trying not to make that happen.
Yeah.
No problem. This is why we test.
Absolutely.
Oh, look how fast those spawned in behind. That's not good.
How do you slow that down?
Oh, that's simple.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be Convar populations. Train cars. So right now it's trying to spawn 74 on the map. There we go. Let's try setting this to 1. There. Force the limits on that. It won't spawn more than 16 of them now. That's quite a bit more sparse, but that's okay.
That's okay. There's not a whole lot of track.
No, there's really not. And by the time that you take these away, there's going to be more, right? So, okay, well, seeing as how I can't get past this one car with this one train, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fuel from the train, and I'm going to spawn a new work cart. Okay.
I was today years old when I learned that you could throw the paddle like a spear.
Okay, now to see if we actually switch the track properly. We do. It's really janky. I'd like to fix that. So we come right around satellite dish here, and then we're gonna cross over the entire swamp. And this thing looks awesome.
It does.
I've put in bandit fog everywhere, so we'll see if that slows it down at all. I've been curious how that's gonna interact. So far, so good. My FPS is looking good, anyways. So many trees. I love this. Now, I made this dip down here to make sure that people would be able to get off and go to bandit camp if they wanted to.
Yeah.
put in lily pads now.
Nice.
Here we go. We're seeing that bandit fog now.
I like how that dips down in the water actually a little bit.
I really like that too, yeah. When I saw it there, I was about to raise it up. I was like, nah, go in the water.
I like how close the trees and everything are.
Oh, yeah. Oop,
A little bit of
fix that.
jank there, but
Yep. And look, we're still going through the swamp. This thing's huge.
oh, nodes.
There's your horse. A little bit of jank there. Ooh.
That was tight. That was tight.
Oh yeah. Okay, look at that. A little bit of desert moving into train yard here. Desert swamp. Oh, that's gonna hurt. There you go. You'd be able to dump the whole load off there. This is also a side rail, and it just kind of ends here.
That's cool.
Made it all busted, like it could connect to harbor here. And yeah, comes out really well.
That's
so now
awesome.
Like isn't that such a cool train ride? Like for one rail, like that's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I really like that. Now, there's a little bit of mess up on the map here that I don't like. Yeah, this straight line. I'm going to clean that up next. Unnatural.
Yeah, well, that's probably where the monument butts up against it.
Yeah, it came from the monument placement for sure. Okay, so I was actually curious how this was going to turn out, and it looks like it did delete the water.
Certainly does. Hop down in it.
Yeah, nope,
no.
It doesn't. Oh, and it does. Okay, so all I need to do is make a water culling volume there, and then I can unblock this. I blocked this off because I assumed that there would be water there. But it looks like there's only water for like this small section here.
Yeah.
So I just need to destroy that. That's no problem at all.
Because that's really cool, actually.
Yeah. I like that a lot. Sweet. Let's keep looking. Right, so just off of harbor here, we have our crashed cargo ship.
Yes, sir.
This is the one we were ogling over in Rust Edit there.
Yep.
And now we can actually see it in-game and how it looks. I want to see if I can reach this ladder here.
Maybe if you off that rock.
I gotta actually jump though. Aha! Got it! Sweet!
Oh.
I missed that one. Oh well, let's go up another way. A tiny little palm tree there.
Is there any way to get sharks in certain places?
Yeah. So I can actually, we have a plugin to do that.
Because I feel like there should maybe be some sharks in that interior, shallower water. Like it doesn't have to be loaded with them, just to make it a little less, swimming poolish, more open water.
Yeah, I've always found that 2 to 3 sharks at most is going to be the absolute limit for most players.
Oh, for sure. You don't need a whole bunch in there. You just need that one that shows up every once in a while and makes you know that it's there. And you're like, oh man,
Yeah, exactly.
I need to get a boat to do this safely.
So we do have sharks enabled on the server, but they don't show up very often.
They
That
typically
being
stay to deep
said,
water.
I think I might be able to position them in Rust Edit. I have to take a look at that. I know I can at least do it with the plugin that we have, though.
Yeah. Like, I feel there should be one
I'm gonna
here
have to
at
put
this monument.
Yes. Yeah. And I think around the lighthouse, the big lighthouse would be nice too.
Yeah. And then just smattered in amongst those inner waters. Just one here,
Yes.
one there. Just enough to make people go, Jesus, I got a full load. Do I try to swim that? Or, right?
Exactly.
Think like bull shark.
So it looks like I do still have a couple floating bits of reeds that I didn't clean up properly. I'm gonna go into vanish because it's quicker. There we go. Yeah. So I put some reeds around now.
Nice.
Let's actually check out the jump puzzle here. I know that the keycard's still not working. I haven't figured it out. Still working on it. It will be fixed before the release of the map.
I mean, worst case scenario, you know what? It ain't working right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it could literally just be that that one of our plugins is interfering, which we can test right now. That's not a problem. So this is like the hardest half jump in the world, but I like it.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like combat in here would be just, you know what I mean?
You'd be worried, right?
It'd be easy to hold, but by the same token, it'd be easy to lock somebody in there.
Oh yeah. I think I found that I wanted to make this easier last time I tested this.
Yeah, this one's a little tough.
Yeah, too tough. Just put myself up here and I'll remember to fix it, make a little note of it. There's a crate. That's the death room. I've mentioned it a couple times in videos, but you would not be able to get out of there if you fell down in there.
That's okay too, right? It's like those spike traps.
Yep. Okay. I am gonna give this a shot.
Now,
the off chance.
on that death room, I can see people falling in there and saying, oh, hey, there's an issue, there's a room I can't get out of. And then they'll piss and moan because, well, how am I supposed to know that? It might almost be worth your while to slap some spikes down there. So it looks like a death room.
I mean, yeah, I could put a damage volume or something down there. That would make sense.
Right, just something that there's a visual indicator that, hey, you don't want to be here.
Let's see if this works.
No.
No. That's okay. I will figure this out eventually. I don't know what's wrong, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so that is the trek in. And that is the monument itself. Again, there's lots to do down here. I'm not going to spend my time looking for boxes and stuff, but know that there are boxes inside some of these crates and scattered about. Very much worthwhile. What have we got? Ah, yes. So this is new. Let's go check it out.
Excuse me.
So this thing, I think we're going to call it a grotto or something along those lines. And the reason why is because it's a full drop down.
Yes, you showed me this before, actually.
Yeah. It's a straight drop into just a pool of water.
And then it's that long tunnel out.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, actually. I was gonna do 3, but I went with 2. You could absolutely build on the surface of the water here.
Oh, that corner you're facing? If you built there and you put turrets out, you wouldn't be able to get to it. Like, you'd have to... Well, I suppose you could with C4. If you came in here with scuba gear, you could probably swim right to the very bottom and avoid the turrets.
I'm actually gonna get 2 things going here. I need a miner's hat and a diving mask. Let's try this again. Diving mask. Miner's hat. Diving fins. There we go. So you can see a little bit better down here now. Coming down here, we've got more foliage, more underwater foliage. Is any of that background noise coming in right now?
No, I'm just getting your voice.
Okay, good. There's garbage going on outside. So this is one of the tunnels. Now, I am like 99% sure I'm not going to be able to swim through there. Yeah. So let's just do this real quick, and there we go. So let's make sure we can swim the whole thing. I know it gets a little tight. That was the idea.
Yeah, make it feel claustrophobic.
Yeah. Not being able to see is a big deal underwater, especially when people have, like, you know, melee only. This is perfect. I didn't think it was going to be like this. Wow. Nailed it.
Oh, this is good, dude.
Honestly thought I had a lot more space than this, but this is, like, actually perfect. Little breathing spot, almost.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you can. Sweet. I might, you know what? You might be able to get through that. I don't know. Okay, so this is the first exit. Let's actually change modes here. ENV.time 9. There we go. So that is the first entrance. The second entrance is over on this side. I want to swim it too to make sure that they're both possible. So I'm just gonna drag my butt through the terrain there, and hopefully it doesn't kick me. Yep, we're good. Alright, let's see if we fit in this one. Much higher ceilings.
That's okay.
That is such a cool feeling. I like that.
Yeah, you almost could swim that, I think. Like, if you knew where you were going with it.
Yeah. As long as you had the flippers, right? Oh, come on, put me on it. There we go. Yeah, 'cause I'm supposed to go up there, I think. Take the flippers off. Yeah, perfect. Now this part, I'm pretty sure you would not be able to swim. It's much further. But I think you could almost get to that, like, building location. And there we are, we're back in the center.
Nice.
That actually turned out way cooler than I thought it was.
That was really good.
I like that, yeah. And of course, we got the nether lighthouse here. That barn may or may not stay. We'll see.
Yeah.
I almost feel like the barn should be out in the swamps. Okay. Actually, you know what? We were talking about how, like, if somebody buys a horse, it's stuck to the island, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of this, I feel like people are just going to build bridges across and then take horses across that way, you know?
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past people, right? And then, I mean, not
Yeah.
everybody's going to destroy it either because they use them too. I think you might be
Yeah.
right. You could see like a road network pop up.
Yeah. I think the other big thing is we actually, like, you could put horses on tugboats too. So I imagine that you could actually, like, ferry, like, horses back and forth. It's gonna be fun. So this is the quarry settlement, not abandoned,
Yeah.
because we're gonna have NPCs here. So I'm gonna take off my swim here because that's just weird. There are NPCs here. They are gonna shoot at me, but I'll just go vanish when they see me or whatever. This place is a lot like the lighthouse. Same sort of feel that we were talking about. Oh shit, the boss. There we go. Sweet. So yeah, these miners will show up right away. These are by default. So they're going to be just around. And we're going to put in some just, like, you know, other townsfolk or whatever that'll be hostile as well that aren't, like, workers. Maybe they'll be scavengers or something.
Yeah.
Or we also have the sewer rats as well.
They would probably do a good job with that.
Gang name. Yeah. But yeah, the right now these are protected by NPCs. There's 3 ways in. 1, 2, 3. Yep. We used Bandit Camp as a template and used the rocks where the land would have been on Bandit Camp. And then we just built everything else in between and gave it a little bit of a flooding.
Nice.
So you've got Sulfur Quarry over here. You've got HQM. And you've
Good
got
old stone.
Yeah. Stone Quarry is the closest to the exit, so easiest to lift from. And there's plenty of loot in here. So you can pretty much go to any room or building and find some boxes, or a box in some of them. For example, this one probably only has 1. Yep. If I go upstairs, there's another box. So there's loot to be gained, there's stuff to be mined. I mean, there's plenty of this stuff to hit too. There's NPCs to kill. Oh, a little bit of a hole. Gotta fix that. And yeah, so lots for everybody to do. I'm not too sure about the swamp trees. I'm pretty sure those are coming in because I used Bandit Camp as a template.
Okay. Do you? What are your frames like?
My frames right now, I am getting over 60 frames a second.
Okay.
Now, that being said, I'm also running the server at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right now in this area, 60 frames a second. I was actually getting about 50 over by the bridge, so the bridge was heavier than this place.
Yeah.
So we went over the road and stuff there. We went over the swamp. So we dropped in a missile silo together.
Yes.
And there's Bradley.
Nice, doing his routine.
Yep. So Bradley will just circle the hatch. There's a bunch of bags here. I assume that's because he keeps running over the NPCs. But yeah, he stopped at an interest point. And yeah, now he's gonna go and wander around a bit. There we go. Wow, that was a perfect corner. There we go. So yeah, we got missile silo in the very tiny Arctic biome. There is a cave over somewhere.
There.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a cave down here. You will be able to, or people will be able to build here.
And that connects to, yeah.
Yeah, way down.
Yep, no, if you go down to the second last one from the bottom, that should be where it connects. Yeah.
This one?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, you've got experience building this one. I do not.
Yeah. It's been a while since I built down there because nobody ever bothers you, so it's like, well, what's the point of that? Yep. Oh, and then you're going to swing over to the left here. No, go back. Yep. Down. Oh, I lost it.
That's okay.
Yeah, no. So stop. Go back. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay. So off to your right a little bit there. So down and left. Yeah, should follow this along and follow it to the left. Yep. And you got to jump across this and it should open up into the room.
There we go, yeah.
And then there's another, follow that one over and it'll, another area to build and a bucket up.
Let's just make sure we can. Yep.
Can't build all over the place out there.
No problem. Just making sure that silo's not blocking anybody, you know?
Yep, and your bucket.
That's good. That's perfect. So that is the silo cave, and then we have ferry terminal over here. And it's all frozen over. Just standard ferry terminal, nothing special about this one. Not like our dried up one. And let's actually check out the So again, this whole thing was designed with the idea to be sort of treacherous, deep, spooky, and valuable on ore. So
yeah. Now this right now, as it stands, is difficult to get to. It's cold. It's dark. I mean, this is where like a shark out of the dark would scare the living shit out of people. But it would be even better would be like sea monsters if we could find them. But can you imagine a kraken swimming around down here?
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, at this point, like, I can't see the top, I can't see the bottom. I know I'm closer to the bottom than I am the top.
Yeah, just because you're starting to lose light from the top even.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is awesome.
There's spots like this that need to get cleaned up here, but it's not that big of a deal right now. Yeah, lots of ore to come down and get. That's kind of the whole point of this place. Looks like I got a couple floaters there. Oh, ran out of fuel. So, yet another thing that players will have to focus on.
Red.
No, this is cool. It is spooky as hell. Can you imagine being down here and then just somebody out of the blue, because they can see your headlamp, shoots a harpoon at you? Right?
again, this thing's quite long. Like, I've been swimming for quite a while now.
You're not even halfway. Right, and it's the thing, because they've got that mild separation between them, you'd never know somebody else was over here until you swam down and were like, oh god.
I mean, the distance that it spans, like, you might even miss the boat that's on the other side of the trench, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure over the course of a wipe, there'll be several boats just left there, too, so what can you trust?
Exactly.
That is quite the dive, though. And again, we're at halfway point with another separator. I've been swimming upwards for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've only got 9 minutes at tops in your tank.
Yeah.
Right, so... That's the thing, like, there's a lot to take in on this. Like, it's... Sure, there isn't really anything hostile aside from the environment. But you've definitely got to consider the risk versus reward. Like, sure, one good run and it'll make your early wipe easy. But, you know.
And this one's not like the other cramped veins that we've had either. You could actually come down here with a jackhammer and be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, jackhammers and spears.
Yep.
Or spear guns. Jackhammers and spear guns. Anyways, I think that's enough of that swimming.
Absolutely.
Let's try and set the time to something reasonable again and see if we can't see. Okay. So we visited several monuments. We haven't actually taken a run through the swamp. We did stop in and on the train here, but overall, mostly run around in the swamp, in most of the swamp. Last I checked, it was all drinkable. Just with the bandit camp fog everywhere, it's actually looking really good.
It does. You know what would be really good on this map? Skidoos.
You got a good point here. So, we do have these operating as skidoos. I think the fuel's in the front, right? Yeah. Let's just take this out. Put that in. Oh yes, it's perfect.
Right? Like, can you imagine?
It's a little hard to control, but yes, there we go. Oh, so they don't hit lake water too well, apparently. Interesting. That's okay. Let's try and stay on the water this time. Immediate change in friction.
Yep.
It's a thick fog.
It is.
Bumped into the tree. Yeah, that is gonna be fun. I mean, you come in off of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
Straight in. Yeah, that fog really makes it.
It does. It does.
And again, I really like that there's going to be this many trees for people to build in. I still don't know how people do it, though. Like, do they have to start down there and then they get their...
Oh.
Oh, no. There it is. Yeah. That's how it works. Oh. Hmm. Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Different trees to build in. Lots of space to build out here. Got a whole train yard. What other monuments did we have in here? I think that's it. I mean, as far as things go right now. But
That's still a fair bit, dude. You've got space there. You've got places for people to build. I mean,
yeah, I feel like I just need to, you know, go in and put some more trails around, spread out those cars, clean up the map, fix some of the things that we saw, fix that key card. Overall, I'm really liking the railroad. I do feel like if I have the chance to replace this with like a wooden railroad, that'd be sweet.
that would be much more apropos to the map, right?
Yeah, and I was thinking about it while I was doing it, while I was building this. And I was like, I just don't want to build something that complicated right now. But
Yeah.
you know, it might still end up happening. So it'll definitely happen in a future version. But for now, we just need a functional.
And this is version 1.0, right? So
Yeah.
there'll be everything will be refined, and next time this map comes into rotation, you'll have that long to be able to refine it more.
Yep. And I mean, of course, we're always taking feedback. So as long as we keep getting feedback, we'll keep updating and making improvements.
Good map.
I do really like this bridge, though.
I do too.
This bridge is going to be sweet.
Well, look at the last time in the city, right? We were up here and somebody was up on a vehicle. We were like, holy shit, that's a person.
Yeah. Ooh, the other thing that I added that I haven't actually shown you yet, you'll notice like these big rock structures. Yeah. These are the underwater structures that showed up, from the ocean and whatnot. So you'll find like underwater crates and stuff in these.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a bunch of them around. Like I really peppered the underwater area with them, so you could actually just go free diving. And
well, that's gonna make subs so much nicer, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like see, there's another box right there. Right? And they're just spread out like throughout the map. Actually, instead of it just being along the outsides, you have a lot of it in the waters.
Yeah.
You can see them all over the place, like all these little rocks poking up, and those are all loot spots. So.
Oh man, that little island there is going to be a hot spot.
But this one?
Right
Or
there.
that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, right between the two rigs.
Somebody built on there is going to be loaded.
Then you got this whole underpass way under here as well that could be built inside of. But I don't know, building between the two rigs, yes, I agree. Prime land, awesome spot. Also, really good spot to like never let go of PvP.
Oh yeah.
Like, good luck like farming or like expanding. Like I feel like people are just gonna always be shooting stuff.
Why? Because you can sit right on top of Rick.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it's like if you're outside of your base trying to build up, like there's a good chance somebody's going to be there contesting you. So
Yeah.
that sounds like both a good and a bad
Oh,
spot.
for sure, for sure.
This is just our bank heist stuff.
Oh, I'm like, what the heck?
It likes to spawn in its traditional spot,
Oh.
so I just haven't removed it. On my test server, it doesn't get removed.
Right.
But there's no bank heist on the other servers right now because of the map we're using, so that won't show up. Yeah, that is the Archipelago map. There will be some final adjustments, but other than that, this is pretty much what we're getting. After this, I'm going to be working on skin sets, or a new skin set. It's Moop actually gave an idea in for an underwater camo.
Yep, I heard that. Thought it was pretty solid. You can look up a bunch of Navy camos online. They will have a lot of that already predetermined for you. Solid camouflage sets.
Yeah, so I'm going to look up between that and some designs. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the same designs that I did for the urban camo. That would be easiest on me, but I also want to make something that everybody wants to grab and doesn't feel like a rehash.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just not like a palette change. It's an actual different camo.
Yeah. So even with an actual different camo, like there's also like all the what do you call it? What are they? The little holsters and stuff that I did all over it, all the other fabrics that were on top of it. Yeah, I won't be able to. I'm debating if I'm going to use that or not. If any of the details are going to be the same.
Anything that's going to be water themed or pirate themed. Oh yeah, they're going to be all over that.
Yeah, I mean, there's already a pirate skin out. It's black with pirate skulls and stuff. I think the AK.
Or like a Jolly Roger rug.
That would be cool, actually. Yeah. Yeah, for the underwater camo skin, I think probably going modern with it. I really don't know. Yeah. And, I mean, I do have to apologize to everybody, too, because, I mean, we are a month behind Face Bunch in a way. Like, we're doing a nautical sort of theme thing a month after they did theirs, and then they're doing their air stuff right now. They're releasing parachutes, homing rockets, attack helicopters, and it's like, well, next month, guess what our theme is going to be?
Yeah, but you sort of have to be reactionary in that regard because you've got to let them square this stuff away, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wish that we were working on air stuff right now. I wish that we were in tandem with them, and I think we will get to that point eventually. But for now, 1 month behind isn't so bad. It kind of allows us to give a re-update or a polish update in modding to accommodate Face Punch's last update sort of idea. So we'll try to keep this going. Doing an air map next wipe would be pretty cool, honestly.
It would. I don't know how you would do that, but...
Well, there's a few options. More elevation, so pay attention to large pillars and large sort of desert formations and stuff. I could do the same with Arctic structures, and then we could even go as far as a couple floating islands.
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
It'd be pretty awesome, and the one guarantee I'd have to have with floating islands is that the only way up would not just be from heli. You'd have to be able to access them from foot as well. And so all that would mean is just create climbing surfaces to get up there.
Yeah, because you're going to have a ceiling limit anyways, right?
Yeah. And then from there, we just have to make sure that those islands are not too high in the air. It'd be really easy to put monuments on them.
Just use elevators for the most part.
Almost.
You know what I mean? I think that'd be kind of cool in and of itself.
I could definitely get some really interesting results with it, but that'll be kind of a September brainstorm, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
For now, I'll just clean up this map, get those other skins done, and yeah.
So, speaking of events, what events are going to run on this currently? So we'll have Sat Dish.
You got Sat Dish,
Meteors.
Meteor event. You got your train heist. You will have Convoy. I think that's all of them.
Yep.
Oh, Sputnik.
Yes, Sputnik.
The satellite crash. Yep.
No, this is a solid map. I feel like it has the right amount of density. It holds a lot of interest. And it's different. I've never seen anything like it. And I can't wait to have people jump in and see this.
Wrapping up the video, that is Archipelago. We'll be releasing in September on Force Swipe Day. Which day is that? That is the 7th, September 7th. We will be releasing this. So be ready for that. And until next time.
See you in the map.